FW de Klerk Memorial is being held, and she joins us live now. Nasiphi, good morning. We've seen visuals moments ago of individuals that are demonstrating. Walk us through what's happening.
Well, Hugo, about 30 minutes ago, outside the Groote Kerk, where we know the memorial for the last apartheid president, FW de Klerk, who died last month, where it's currently being held, a group of protesters were moved from there, and a scuffle ensued, and we're ultimately about 400, if not less, meters away from the church, as we do understand that roads leading to the vicinity of the church has been closed off, including the heavy presence of law enforcement officials. We do understand that government released a statement not only calling for South Africans to forgive, but also saying that they are asking that people don't have protest actions outside there. However, I'm joined here by Kasim Khan from the apartheid era victims family group to talk to us about the reasons why they decided to go to the Groote Kerk today.
Yeah, we went to the Groote Kerk because we were disgusted and dismayed by the response of Cyril Ramaphosa to show his sympathy and to eulogize the last apartheid president when he does not have time to meet with or to even answer the letters of the apartheid era victims family group, nor of the Truth and Reconciliation commissioners, who has asked him to apologize for the delays in reopening of the cases into the that was referred to by the TRC for further investigation and for prosecution. We feel that this is a failure on him to respond to us, but it also shows where his priorities lie. He shows that his priorities lie with the former apartheid government, with keeping white privilege in power, and we feel that we are a further injustice is being done by denying us the justice that families are seeking.
Kasim, the government has asked for South Africans to forgive. Is that something that this group and other South Africans that you know are able to do?
Yeah, well, you know what? Forgiveness without justice is just denying our family members the right to the justice that they denied. There was no question of forgiveness when the matter was raised by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The likes of Cyril Ramaphosa want reconciliation without justice. They want reconciliation without truth. And when we are saying we want to forgive, how can we forgive if the truth is not let out? And the man who sat with the truth was FW de Klerk, as is other apartheid era ministers and the operators. So if they want forgiveness from us, we are saying, tell us the truth. Tell us exactly what and who was involved in the killings of so many people, in the killing of Fort Kalata, in the killing of Imam Harun, in the killing of Steve Biko, for that 30-year-odd period that the TRC was looking at. So if you want forgiveness, give us the truth.
You spoke about the NPA and the cases that are yet to be investigated or rather closed. You're calling on for a rather, your placard here says fire Batoy. Yeah. Talk to us on that.
Well, it's been 3 years that Shamila Batoy is in her position, and there has been no prosecution, and we feel that this is a dereliction of her duty, that she does not either know what she is doing or she's unwilling to execute a case of justice for apartheid era victims. I mean, let alone prosecuting people in issues of crime. The entire unit and operation that has been put in place, that she keeps on referring to, the number of police, special investigators that has been put in, the prosecutors that has been appointed, they have not been able to deliver yet. We believe that they are deliberately being under-resourced, and we feel her last statement, which was that there will possibly not be justice for apartheid era victims, shows a dereliction in her duty for which she must be fired. And it was Cyril Ramaphosa who appointed her, and we would really like him to take some action on that. But more importantly, we want him to meet with the apartheid era victims family group and with all victims of apartheid, so that we can understand what is his position with regard to justice. Thank you.
And then let's talk about the police and the scuffle. What do you make out of police pushing you away from the Groote Kerk? We do understand that, there are roads that have been closed leading up to the church. However, you guys were standing on the other side of the barricade.
Yeah, well, this is reminiscent of apartheid-era policing. And we, as young as we still continue to be, have experienced this during the 1980s, very much so. And we feel that their pushing us away was denying us our constitutional right to speak up and to speak the truth and to demonstrate. And we feel that what the police had displayed right now is exactly the type of policing that the Klerk is happy with. And we are feeling that this new government is becoming more draconian in the same way that the apartheid government was operating. And this is of serious concern to us.
Mr. Khan, will you be intensifying your fight and your call to the president to obviously get justice for apartheid victims and their families, seeing that you say you have written a number of letters to the presidency to address this matter?
Yeah. Well, let me be frank with you that the apartheid-era victims family group has put all options on the table in reaching the president. We have tried to reach the president directly. We have tried to reach the president through the African National Congress, through his head office in Shell House. We have also tried to reach him and lay our matters in front of the Parliamentary Committee on Justice and Correctional Services. And we will continue to apply this pressure, and we'll continue to inform the media as to if there is any progress, but particularly because of lack of progress. The ball is in the court of Cyril Ramaphosa. We have not gotten any joy from the Minister of Justice, or the Deputy Minister, or the National Prosecuting Authority. Our aim is now to get a response from the from the President to see whether he is committed to justice. This is what our concern is, and we will keep up the pressure.
Lastly, before I let you go, Mr. Khan, we saw a video being released by the De Klerk Foundation following his passing last month, him apologizing for the crimes committed. What did you make out of that apology and that video that was released on the 11th of November?
That apology, if anything, was sickening, because what was he apologizing for? Some blanket, hazy idea that apartheid was, and he continued to play games with us by saying he called it separate development, as if he wanted to play it down. He has not apologized to the French family, right? Mark's brother Anton was killed under the presidency of De Klerk. We have with us here Selena Williams. Her sister and Robert Waterwich was killed by the apartheid police. And so I'm not impressed at all by his apology. That is not an apology. That is some words of a sick old man who wants to play games with apartheid-era victims by prolonging their suffering, as if he wanted to tell us that you will not get anything. And Cyril Ramaphosa had helped him with this today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khan, there from Apartheid-Era Victims Family Group, talking about their grievances and saying that the ball now is in the hands of the president. And